Fellas, welcome back to the channel. Today we're talking about how clubs are going bankrupt. It's 90% women inside, and men just aren't showing up anymore. No drinks, no attention, and now women are furious the party's over. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Let's get into it.
Could your favorite
Fellas, another video, guys. This one is different. This one, the title of the video is Clubs Are Going Bankrupt. 90% women, men refuse to attend, and women are furious, men only. So obviously this video is talking about, how men are no longer going out, how men are no longer going to clubs and spending money on women, because the only reason why women will be furious in a club is because men are not spending money on them. They are not there to spend money on them. Okay, but anyway, let's check the video out.
club be about to close forever? Well, the owner of the UK's biggest nightclub has warned it might be about to go bust. Recom runs Prism and Attic with a total of almost 50 clubs across the UK in places like Birmingham, Cardiff and Leeds. They said they've been hit by rising bills and also said that people's nights out have changed. Apparently we're less fussed on downing VKs at Prism and instead fancy more chill experimental bars instead. Basically, a very different vibe. A third of the UK's clubs have already shut since COVID, meaning there are now just over 900. 10 years ago, there were almost double that. So the message from owners is, if you love a club, keep going, or it could soon be gone forever.
Would you ever date somebody that works at the club?
No,
Why?
because that's a red flag right there.
Why is it a red flag?
Because you're working at the club.
What about you? Would you ever date somebody that works at the club?
No, because I already have a girl, so I'll never date fucking club.
What if you didn't have a girl?
Fuck no, bro.
It's a red flag. I have
Yeah.
a girl too. It's
Yeah,
a red flag.
fuck that.
It's a red flag.
So the interviewer, a woman, asked these men if they could date someone who works at a club, and their answer was a flat-out no, calling it a red flag all on its own. And honestly, you can't even blame them. Because here's the truth. A lot of modern men are waking up. They've seen what
Facts.
dating someone in that nightlife scene often comes with: attention-seeking, constant validation, late nights, and environments that don't exactly encourage loyalty or long-term values.
Facts.
So when men say they're not signing up for that, it's not judgment, it's discernment. They're not being controlling. They're being careful. Men have been burned too many times playing the accept her for who she is game, only to be disrespected, played, or used for stability while she entertains chaos on the side. So now, they're choosing peace. They're setting standards. And guess what? That's allowed. If women can say, I won't date a man who works retail, or I'm not dating a guy who still lives with roommates, then men can just as confidently say, I'm not dating a woman who works in the club. It's not about hate. It's about values, trust, and lifestyle compatibility. You want to
Facts. Why is it that men don't have standards in the society, guys? Like, it seems to amaze me, like, that men don't have standards. You can't say I like younger women, I'm attracted to younger women who's in their 20s, early 20s. Or you can't say I want a woman who has a less body count. You know what I mean? You cannot say those things. That's crazy, bro. That's crazy.
traditional man, then don't be surprised when he looks for a traditional woman. Men have learned that not every beautiful woman is worth the stress, and
Facts.
not every job is neutral. Some lifestyles just don't align with long-term peace, and men today are no longer willing to ignore the red flags just because someone looks good. So when they say no thanks to the club scene, believe them. They're not trying to be rude. They're trying to protect their peace.
I'm so full of shit. I'm like, I don't want to go to the clubs. I want to go to a rooftop bar. I want to go to a lounge. I want to go to a speakeasy. I be at the club, y'all. I be at the club. The club won't turn me loose. What do you want from me? I'm a Sag Stellium. I'm going to be at the club. Taking tequila shots and shaking my ass. I'm 26. What do you want from me?
How old is too old to go clubbing in Berlin?
You're never too old to go clubbing in Berlin. I think we all know the techno grandpas. Although I think you would start to feel old in most of the clubs. Actually, you know what? Sometimes at mid-30s, I'm already starting to feel a bit old in some of the clubs. But you're never too old to club in Berlin. It's probably easier to get in as a 65-year-old than as a 25-year-old.
I wish I would have been born in the era where business casual and Ciroc and Patron was at the height of their career. Because y'all hoes be in the club serving fits, but y'all hoes do not be serving. Get up and dance. Why is you on the damn couch waving your arms? Sit down. Sit down.
That right there is a perfect example of how nightlife isn't what it used to be, and why so many people say clubs are dead now. Let's break it down. Back then, clubs were about energy. It was all about the dance floor. People were there to move, have fun, meet new people, and let loose. There were only a few spots to sit, and that was intentional. The entire vibe was active. You didn't go out to just sit in a dark corner, you went to be part of the night. But now, sections ruined everything. The second bottle service took over. Clubs stopped being a place to party and started being a place to pose. You've got people spending $500 plus just to sit in a booth with a velvet rope and scroll on their phones like they're too cool to move. And it's not just that.
That's true. That's true. Like, I've been to a club lately, right? And I was surprised. By the way, guys, I'm 35 years old. So I was surprised that, actually people go to clubs and not do anything and scroll on their phones. It really surprised me, because when I was like in my 20s, when we went to clubs, dog, we used to make the circle, we used to dance. It used to be lit, guys. Like when we went to the club, there was no such thing as VIP was not a thing, guys, back in the days. Like when I was in my 20s, especially early 20s, like VIP was just not a thing. It was just like you were not cool for being in a VIP. You understand? You be in your VIP with your girls in there. Like we'll be on the dance floor with all the girls. All the girls will be on the dance floor. They don't want to be with you in a VIP. Nowadays, like girls just want to go into the VIP and pose, take pictures, doing this shit right here. I mean, come on, man. Clubbing is not nice anymore. I understand why a lot of guys don't want to go to clubs anymore, because it's all about being cool. You know what I mean? It's all about scrolling on your phone and being in just like he said, like being in a booth and scrolling on your phone and taking pictures and waving your hands. Come on, bro. Let's keep it pushing.
The younger generation is so worried about optics. They're paranoid someone's going to record them dancing wrong or catch an unflattering angle. So instead of enjoying the moment, they freeze. Everyone just sits there, looking good, but doing nothing. The irony? They're in a club to not dance. Make it make sense. We went from who's your DJ to who bought the section, from fun to flex, from dance floor to dead floor. If clubs want to come back to life, the culture needs to shift. Less VIP, more real connection, less cameras, more living in the moment. Because right now, it's not nightlife, it's just Instagram with loud music.
Yo, it's only girls, guys. Look at this. I would love to be here, though. Yo, I would love to be here. But I understand why we don't go to these places anymore, because these people are full of shit, guys. Like, to be honest, like, like girls like have high expectations. Like when you meet girls in a club nowadays, they want you to spend like, a lot of money on them, a lot of money on drinks, a lot of money on food. You know what I mean? So that's why we don't want to go to clubs anymore. Like girl standards are too high, bruh. Like nobody wants to be in a club spending so much money, so that they can get laid. You know what I mean? Like, come on, guys. Let's keep it pushing, though.
I just went clubbing in West Hollywood completely by myself and sober. I know some people would never do that, and as a woman, I should never do things like that by myself. However, I am very safe. I know how to take care of myself. I've been a club rat for many years, so I know what precautions to take, and of course there are risks, like there are with many things in life, but I've always been the type of person that I don't allow fear of whatever to stop me from doing what I want to do. I have been taking a break from drinking and I've never had an issue with alcohol, so it wasn't a problem. I've taken breaks before, but I realized that I really missed nightclubs. I love dancing, I love the music, I love connecting with people, I love getting dressed up in cute little outfits. I specifically loved gay bars, and I live very close to West Hollywood, and I missed it. It's been a few months since I'd been there. I thought I wouldn't go anyway, even if I'm just by myself and not drinking at all. I can drive myself. I drove myself tonight. There are some safety precautions you have to take when people are like, oh, where are your friends? Oh, I lied to so many people tonight. Oh, my friends are over here and over there. I'm gonna go meet up with my friends. You know, I'll be back. You know, you just leave. I will say that I do not blame myself for getting absolutely plastered every time I've partied in West Hollywood. I could not tell you how many men offered me drinks tonight. And how many times I said, no thanks, maybe in a little bit, I'm good right now. I have so many thoughts and realizations and observations from tonight. I love doing things alone, and that's something that a lot of people don't understand.
Yeah, but that's weird though.
Even the people
that's
that
weird.
know me well. I love being alone. Sometimes it's so frustrating to think, you know, as a woman, I can't do this or that by myself. If you're gonna go clubbing by yourself, first off, I would not do it if you're drinking, obviously. I would go to the gay bars rather than straight bars. I have like a list of tips in my head for clubbing solo and being safe as a woman that I could make a video on that at some point. But for now, I'm gonna go in my house, I'm gonna put on something comfortable and make some tea and cuddle with my dog, get a good night's sleep and wake up early tomorrow.
This is a public service.
Guys, this woman is crazy. She's crazy, guys. She's crazy. Nobody goes to the club alone. Nobody parties alone. Right? Like, the only experience about partying is doing it with your friends. Right? Like, these are lonely people, bro. These are lonely people. She's lonely now. She's leaving the house by herself and going to a club. What do you expect, man? Like, you go to a club, you think guys are just not gonna approach you and offer you drinks, you know, when they think that you're alone. They are. You understand what I'm saying? But this is crazy for someone to leave. I would never leave my house and go to a club by myself. I can do other things by myself, dog. Like, I can go maybe, I don't know. I don't like doing things by myself, though. You know what I mean? Like, if I'm going to go out, I go out with my friends. I go out with people, you know, because I know people. So if you have friends, just go out with your friends. Tell your friends that I feel like going out. Let's go out. Don't go out by yourself. That's crazy, bro. Who goes? Or just find a man, ma'am. You need a man. You need a man, ma'am. You understand? And stop going to clubs by yourself. That's weird. That's crazy. That's weird. Find a man and be with that man and tell that man, baby, I want to go out tonight. Go with that man out. You understand? Maybe you can go to other places, not the club. You understand? Maybe you can go to a restaurant, you know, like just have some food, you know? Come on, man. That's crazy. Let's keep it pushing, though.
This announcement to men that a £6.50 drink isn't going to make me give you my number at the end of the night. It's also not going to make me want to shag you, and it's also not going to make me wet, okay? It's 2025. Men used to go to war. Men used to write love letters. Men used to ride horse-ridden carriages to their women, okay? Men used to sail the 7 fucking seas, and you think a £6.50 drink that you offered to buy me is gonna then get you access to me. I need point evidence explanation as to why you deserve to be in my life. First of all, okay, not a £6.50 cocktail I could have bought myself, but you happened to be next to me and you went, can I buy you a drink? And I just went, yeah, go on. You're the fool. You're the fool by giving money away like that. Have boundaries. 2025. Oh, I want to be a man, I want to pay for everything. Okay, go buy me a Gucci purse. Have the same energy for that. Okay, what I'm saying is that shut the fuck up, stop buying girls drinks, okay, and stop expecting things in return for these girls drinks. Okay, thank you, goodbye.
That right there.
You see, this is what I'm talking about, guys. This is exactly what I'm talking about. I don't want to go to clubs anymore because, you know, you can't even buy anybody a drink for a conversation. Yeah, just said. First of all, ladies, let me tell you this. We as men, especially men who's been around the block before, right? Like, I know that, you know, if I want to, let's just say, like, I'm looking at a shorty, I'm like, oh, she bad and stuff, and I want to sleep with her. When I go to her, I know that there are chances that, you know, she's not going to want to sleep with me. She might reject me. I know that. But I'm going to buy her a drink regardless. We can have a conversation. We can talk, you understand, and get to know each other. And, you know, that's it. And be nice to each other. Instead of, like, you know, me going to you and you reject me and I become bitter about it. or you just bitter because I bought you a drink and I was trying to flirt with you. Come on. This is like back in the days. It was not like this, guys. It was not like this. If you go to a woman, before you buy her drinks, dog, she will reject you. Before you even buy drinks, she will tell you, look, I have a boyfriend. Please stop talking to me. And which is okay, right? And you offered you drink. You walked up to her and say, look, man, can I offer to buy you something, like to buy you a drink? And she said, I have a boyfriend. And now keep it pushing, bro. That's how it used to work. If she's like, interested, like maybe she's kind of feeling you, she might, give you a chance. You might buy her a drink. You guys might have a conversation or dance together. Or, she might even think of, if you know your game, if your game is good, you might take her home with you. But let's keep it pushing, though.
There is a perfect example of how some women take a simple point and ruin it with unnecessary bitterness and contradiction. Let's be honest. Yes, it's true. Buying someone a drink doesn't entitle anyone to anything.
Facts,
Full
that's
stop.
what I'm saying.
That should have been the message. Respect, boundaries, and basic
Facts.
decency? Absolutely. But instead of just saying that, she went off on some tired rant about men used to go to war and somehow turned a casual social gesture into a gender war speech. And here's the kicker. While she's mocking the idea of men having expectations over a £6.50 drink, she turns right around and throws out, go buy me a Gucci purse. So now it's not about entitlement. It's about price tag. You're telling men they're out of line for expecting anything from buying you a drink, but then you joke about access being bought with luxury goods? Make it make sense. And let's not forget the irony. Back in the day when men went to war, those same men came home to women who were also putting in real work, raising kids, maintaining the household, being supportive partners. Now, a lot of modern women want to skip that part, but still demand traditional treatment, just upgraded to 2025 luxury standards. Truth is, if your worth is determined by how expensive the gift is, you're not really saying, I'm not for sale. You're just negotiating a higher price. You don't want to be approached, but also want luxury gifts. You claim independence, but expect benefits. And when men pull back and stop showing interest altogether, suddenly they're the problem. No one's saying you owe any.
Facts, guys. That's facts. I think men don't go out anymore. Men don't approach women anymore because we see women complaining all the time, right? On social media, saying men don't know how to approach women anymore. Men don't go out of clubs. Where are the men? And all that stuff. So we don't do that anymore because women's standards are too high, guys. Like, let's be honest, guys. Women's standards are too high. You understand? And nobody's trying to meet those standards. I'm not trying to work hard so that I can have a woman, bro. Like, you know what I mean? I'm trying to work hard so that, I can have a family. You understand? If I have a woman, then I will work hard so that I can have a family. Not the other way around. Not me to work hard so that I can court a woman. That's crazy. That's crazy. If you're here and you're giving me kids and we're starting a family together, then I will push. But for me to push just to be with I'm not doing that. Like if I'm good being a policeman, then I'm good being a policeman, bro. If I can pay my bills, I have a roof over my head, I have a car, and then I have my savings, then why would I want to become an entrepreneur, give up being a cop and become an entrepreneur so that I can, court a woman? Come on, guys. But anyway, that's it for today. My name is RJ Godfella, and this is the RJ Godfella Chats. Now, if you like this type of content, please hit the subscribe button and hit the like button as well. Peace, I'm out.